Hello and welcome to Drunk on Tea. In a previous video you saw me paint a Gretchin using the AK Playmarkers paint pens with some rather mixed results. So this week I'm going to show you a great way to paint a Gretchin model using much more traditional methods to get a better result. So the first thing I've done is I've primed this Gretchin black, as this will give us a nice smooth, even base coat for the rest of our colours to work from. Now the first colour I'm coming in with is Warboss Green. I'm going to paint this all over the skin to the Gretchin. This is quite a thin paint, so it's going to take a couple of layers to build up to solid coverage, but just take your time, work your way around the model, and apply a couple of layers of Warboss Green all over the skin to the Gretchin. So much of this model is skin, it's really worth making sure you do get that solid base coat all over, because this is going to be the focal point to the model. It's what people are going to notice the most, so great looking skin on a Gretchin is what will make your Gretchin stand out on the battlefield. So just work your way around the model, applying a couple of layers of Warboss Green to all of the skin on the Gretchin till we get a nice solid coat all over. Don't forget things here like the bits of legs showing out, as well as the toes and the heels. Make sure you catch all of these with some Warboss Green. And after a couple of layers of Warboss Green, you can see I've got that solid coat all over the skin. So the next thing I'm going to paint is his loincloth. For this I'm using Mephiston Red. I'm just going to carefully pick out all of the details of fabric on the Gretchin. Obviously be really careful around the skin we've already painted. I'm just going to make sure I apply a couple of coats of Mephiston Red to all the bits of fabric hanging from his waist. You can do this in any colour you want. I've just chosen red because I think it'll make a nice contrast to the green and give that little pop of colour to the model. With a little bit of fabric picked out, let's add to that pop of colour. So next thing I'm going to paint is any strapping and the pouch on this Gretchin. So for this I'm using Mornfang Brown. I'm going to pick out the pouch that's attached to his belt on his waist. Just carefully applying a couple of layers of Mephiston Red to this pouch so I get a nice solid light brown colour. Also going to pick out the belt as well, being really careful by that fabric and the skin we've already painted. And then I'm also going to pick out the strappings here around his legs and feet as well. Obviously being careful around the skin as always. I'm just making sure I catch all these strappings with a couple of layers of Mornfang Brown so I get a nice solid coat. And with the Mornfang Brown applied, there's actually only a couple of base colours left to apply to this Gretchin. They are pretty quick models to paint up. So now with some lead belcher, I'm going to pick out any of the sort of metallic-y details I want. So for this one here, I'm going to pick out the blade to his sword. Get out all of that blade with a couple of layers of lead belcher. So the first coat with a lot of metallics is never that solid. So I'm just going to make sure I apply a couple of layers till I get a nice solid metallic colour all over that blade. And I'm also going to pick out the buckle on his belt here. Going to catch this with some lead belcher as well. And finally I'm going to pick out all of his gun. As this one's sort of like a 6-shooter style design, I'm just going to paint the whole thing with lead belcher. No need to pick out any casing or body. I feel like this whole weapon would just be made out of bare metal. With that lead belcher applied, we've picked out the metallic details. There's only one final colour left to apply to this Gretchin. That's going to be to pick out any of the gold details. For this I'm using Retributor Armour. I'm just going to carefully pick out things here like the guard and the hilt to his sword. Just catching these with some Retributor Armour. He's also got this sort of wristband bangle thing, which I'm going to catch with some Retributor armor as well, just to add a pop of colour to the upper half of this Gretchin. And I'm also going to pick out the spike on his buckle as well. I feel like this little bit, being gold, will just be a little bit interesting. And with that Retributor armor applied, thanks, all of the base coats applied to this Gretchin. So the next step is going to be to shade the miniature. And the first shade I'm coming in with is some Athonian camo shade, which I'm going to use to shade all over the skin. I'm just applying this all over the skin to the Gretchin, making sure it doesn't pull too heavily in any of the recesses, but I do want it to sink into those recesses and add some definition all over the skin and really bring out the shape of the muscles and things like that, because it will make the highlighting stages a lot easier. So I'm just applying Athonian camo shade all over the skin. Next, with some Agrax Earth shade, I'm going to apply this to all the areas of Mournfang Brown and Retributor armor. So I'm picking out that pouch, the belt, the straps around his feet. As well as all of the gold details. I'm just catching these with a little bit of Agrax Earth shade. Finally, with some Nuln Oil, I'm going to shade all of the areas paint with Lead Belcher, all of the metallic details, like the sword, buckle, and his gun. And I'm also picking out the Mephiston red fabric as well, just catching this with a shade of Nuln Oil, just to darken these areas down and add some definition to the model.
If you're enjoying the video, please press like. If you want more videos, press the subscribe button and ring the notification bell. If you would like to support the channel and become a member, please press the join button down below.
And after those shades have dried, you can see they've really added definition all over the Gretchin. So now it's time to start highlighting. And the first thing I'm going to highlight is the skin. So first of all, I'm coming in with some War Boss Green. I'm going to apply this wherever the shade didn't settle on the miniature. So wherever the Athonian camo shade settled in a recess, I'm leaving that and coming in on either side of it with a bit of War Boss Green to bring these areas back up to their original colour. So I'm leaving that Athonian camo shade in all of the darkest, deepest recesses, but bringing all the flatter, raised areas back up to a brighter colour with a bit of War Boss Green. You can see here on the face how the shade's really settled into all of those details. So I'm leaving that shade, but I'm brightening back up the rest of the colours. On the back here, you can see how the definition to the muscles has really come out. So I'm using that shade in the recesses to keep that definition, but I'm brightening the flatter raised areas back up to colour with a layer of War Boss Green. Doing this method, it will really add to that muscle definition, create really great contrast, and really give a fantastic looking Gretchin at the end. With the War Boss Green applied, you can see how it has brightened up those flatter areas of skin. So the next step is I'm coming in with a 50-50 mix of War Boss Green and Skarsnik Green. And this I'm applying in the middle of all the areas that I just applied the pure War Boss Green. So wherever we just applied some of the War Boss Green, in the middle of those areas I'm applying a little bit of this 50-50 mix, just to create a nice transition up to a brighter colour. But I'm making sure I'm leaving a little bit of that pure War Boss Green showing through as well. So on these muscles here on the back, you can see that I'm leaving a little bit of the pure War Boss Green showing around all the edges. I'm focusing this onto the most raised points, highest areas, things like that. Just catching those areas with a little bit of this mix, but making sure I leave some of the original colour showing through. That mix applied, you can see how it has brightened up that skin. We're really pushing that definition and contrast. So now I'm coming in with a bit of pure Garsnick green. For this, I'm just going to pick out some of the most raised details, sharpest points and things like that, with a little bit of pure Garsnick green. For this, I want to focus this onto things like the tips of the nose, lip, jaw, sharpest points of the muscles. So the very edges, sharpest points, details like that. I'm just picking these out with a really thin highlight of pure Garsnick green. Using this just to really push that definition, really make these muscles stand out and give us a great looking Gretchin at the end. Here I'm focusing things like their elbow, details like that, those sharp points. I'm just picking these out with a really thin highlight of Garsnick green. With that Garsnick green applied, that is the skin highlighted. So the next step is I'm going to paint the eyes. And for this I'm using Abaddon Black first. So I'm just going to carefully sink into the recess of the eye socket, being really careful around the skin we've already painted and highlighted. Just making sure I carefully sink a little bit of Abaddon Black into those recesses. Next with some white scar. Just going to carefully paint a small spot in the middle of that black, just to act like a pupil. Normally I'd come back through with another line of Abaddon Black to split the white, but these details are so small, just a small white spot is all that's needed. And with the eyes painted, it's added a little bit of character to this model. But the next thing is I'm going to paint the teeth to the model. So for this, I'm using Ushabti Bone. I'm going to carefully pick out any of the raised teeth that Gretchin's got. I've got a few here, just coming out from his mouth. I'm going to catch all of the teeth with some Ushabti Bone, and at this stage I'm also going to pick out his fingernails as well. So for the fingernails, I'm just catching the smoulded in fingernails with a little bit of Ushabti Bone. With the teeth picked out, the model is really starting to come together now. But there's a highlight that I'm going to apply to these teeth and fingernails. That's just with a little bit of white scar. So for the teeth, I'm just going to catch the very top with a small spot of white scar, just to give the impression of sharpness. And I'm also going to do the same to the fingernails as well, just carefully catching the very tips with a small spot of white scar. Now with the teeth and fingernails highlighted, that is the main part of the model painted, so there's just a few more details left to apply some highlights now. So with some Mephiston red now I'm going to start highlighting the fabric. So for this, much like with the skin, I'm going to leave that shade showing in all the recesses, but I'm going to bring the areas that the shade didn't settle back up to their brighter colour with some Mephiston red. So I've left this quite thin, so it flows nice and smoothly. We'll leave a little bit of any shaded areas showing through as well. But I'm just picking out all of the raised areas that the shade didn't settle on the fabric with some Mephiston red. With that Mephiston red applied, it's brightened up those parts of fabric. So now I'm coming in with some Evil Sun Scarlet. I'm going to apply this back over the areas we just applied the Mephiston red, but focusing it much more into the middle of these areas. So I'm going to leave a little bit of pure Mephiston red showing through on either side of the Evil Sun Scarlet. So focus this towards the most raised points and highest details. But just applying a little bit of Evil Sun Scarlet in the middle of all the areas I just applied the Mephiston red. You can see how it really has brightened up that fabric. So there's just one final highlight left to apply to this fabric, and that's some Wild Rider Red, which I'm just going to apply as an edge highlight to the top of the sharpest folds and creases, towards the very edge of the fabric. Just being really careful here, just applying this as a really thin edge highlight to the tops of all the creases and folds. So I'm just tracing those very sharpest points and just catching them with a really thin edge highlight of Wild Rider Red. With that Wild Rider Red applied, that's the fabric highlighted. So next I'm going to highlight all the areas we paint with Mournfang Brown. And so I'm coming in with Mournfang Brown again first, just to bring these areas back up to their original colour. So much like before with the pouch, wherever the shade hasn't settled, I'm just applying a little bit of Mournfang Brown, doing the same to the belt as well. Just finding areas that the shade hasn't settled and just bringing it back up to its brighter colour. And we're dealing with some pretty small areas here, so just use the very tip of your brush. I'm also doing the same to the straps as well. So wherever that shade's settled in recesses, and crevices and things like that, I'm leaving the shade, but brightening the flatter areas back up. With the Mournfang Brown applied, it has brightened up those areas. So now I'm coming in with some Scrag Brown, and I'm just going to apply an edge highlight to all the sharpest points. So it's around the very edges of the pouch, just catching the very edge with a thin edge highlight of Scrag Brown. Making sure I catch things like the top of the pocket and all of that. Going to highlight the top and the bottom of the belt. Just catching these areas with a thin edge highlight. And doing the same to the straps as well. So wherever there's a sharp point to a strap, I'm just catching the very edge with a real thin edge highlight, Scrag Brown, just to add some definition to these straps. With the Scrag Brown applied, that is most of the Gretchin painted. Only things left to do now are to highlight the metallics. So for these, I'm coming in with Stormhose Silver first. I'm just going to carefully apply an edge highlight to all the areas we paint with Lead Belcher. So I'm picking out the very sharpest points to his sword, just catching these with a thin edge highlight of Stormhose Silver. Same to the buckle as well, just carefully catching the very edge with a really thin edge highlight. And the same to his gun as well, just carefully picking out all of the raised details, sharpest points, with a thin edge highlight of Stormhose Silver. And with the Stormhose Silver applied, there's now just one final highlight left to apply to this model, and that's going to be to highlight all of the gold. And for this, I'm using Liberator Gold. And I'm just applying small edge highlights to any of the sharp points on the gold details. So obviously the hilt and the guard, top of the spike. And I'm also going to try and pick out the very edges of his bangle as well, catching these with a thin edge highlight of Liberator Gold. And with all the gold details highlighted, that is how to paint a Gretchin model for games of Warhammer 40,000. Please let me know in the comments down below, are there any other Orky models you would like to see me paint? Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, an extra special thank you to Jenkins, our Tea Lover channel member. Thank you so much for the support, and happy painting!